This is your home for the Broncos. Spring Hill Sports Live.
Plenty of time, loads up, lets it fly down the sideline. He wants Torres, he's got to come back, he makes the catch. Down, Jackson Torres. There's a chance for Spring Hill. Back set, kill for Serpan.
Nice touch there, looking for Rainforth, and he's able to find the back of the net. A first touch volley. The substituted freshman, Odell.
Gano looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos on a 3rd down and 4 from the 5.
It's time for the Broncos on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics. Spring Hill Sports Live.
Happy homecoming to those who celebrate once again as we welcome you to our coverage of Bronco football here on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics. Strode Orthodontics specializes in creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and the staff at Strode Orthodontics is experienced, highly trained orthodontic specialists with decades of combined experience. Locations in Spring Hill, Olathe, and Overland Park. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Hi, everyone, for Spring Hill Sports Live, alongside my partner, Matt Jones, getting Carvalho behind the camera. I'm Brendan Bullen, and Matty Jonesy. We're halfway through the season now. We're at the halfway point. I mean, how are you feeling about tonight? Beautiful weather. It was kind of scorching to start off the evening, but it's going to cool down tonight.
Right, it's going to be a nice evening. Interesting setup here at Piper. They're building a new high school, and they'll have a new stadium coming up soon. You know, Broncos haven't played on a east-west field yet, so that's something unique. That the sun might be an issue at the first little bit of the game, but you know, like you said, it'll be a nice evening. It's going to cool off fast, and we're ready for some Friday Night Lights.
All right, it's going straight into our pregame show, presented by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. And just real quick before we get into our Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show, want to just real quickly take time to shout out our Chef-Timber campaign. The Spring Hill Education Foundation is currently in the final stretch of their Chef-Timber campaign. Every year, Chef asks area businesses to support the mission of this education foundation. Last year, Chef donated more than $50,000 to Spring Hill schools and another $30,000 in scholarships to Broncos seniors. Help Chef, help Spring Hill schools. Pony up with a donation of any amount to Spring Hill Education Foundation, enhancing educational opportunities for Spring Hill students, staff, and patrons of Spring Hill. Any amount will do, folks. Please donate to Chef Timber if you do feel so inclined. It'll really benefit the school district and the students as well of Spring Hill.
Absolutely. It's always a good thing. Donate to your local school districts. Schools, strong schools, make a strong community.
And another special announcement from the Education Foundation. Make plans now to join the Spring Hill Education Foundation, the Gridiron Club, and Wade Church for other Chef tailgates. Our focused fundraiser next week will be helping with personal hygiene supplies for district nurses and counselors. Help us restock the shelves. Cash and hygiene items donated, donations accepted. Enjoy food, fun, and fellowship as we gear up for another Bronco win. Food at 5, kickoff at 7. Please join us next week for the Chef Timber, or the Spring Hill Education Foundation tailgates. Next week when the Broncos take on the Cyclones at home. Of course, we'll have it here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Let's go into this matchup, and we'll start off with the Broncos now 2-1 on the season. It was a tough 24-14 loss out there, Jonesy.
It was tough. I think the score, you know, a 10-point victory. I think Eudora controlled the game. I think we had some big plays that kept us close, but, you know, I know they went back to the drawing board last week, and I have no doubt that the coaching staff for the Broncos refocused on some fundamentals throughout the week. I have no doubt.
And Eudora's ground game piled on over 200 yards of offense just on the ground alone. Through the air, they didn't throw it much out of that flexbone package they presented, but This is a Eudora team that just dominated the ground all night long.
They sure did. They definitely won the battle up front. They were disciplined. The Broncos were not disciplined on every play. It was kind of streaky, so Eudora did a great job of taking advantage of our mistakes and just controlled the line of scrimmage.
And the front three of the Bronco defense, they remain solid. The Bronco defense just continues to get better, but this is just a very strong and very experienced-heavy Eudora front line, front five that they just they got 2 back from injury, including their center who was all Frontier League last year. So the experience definitely helped Eudora there in that win. But you're going to face another experienced line in Piper, which will debut here in just a second. But what's it got to be for the defense from last week to this week when you're experiencing a line as talented and just very highly fundamental as Piper's?
Well, the defensive line, their first job is to keep their linebackers clean. What I mean by clean is they need to keep them so they can fill the lanes and make the correct tackles. Last week, we just had a mess of linebackers, defensive linemen. They were all mixed up together. And then the guys that are linebackers, those should be your leading tacklers. When they're in that mess of humanity, they can't get out and make a play. That was a huge issue last week. So one of the things I'm looking for, can the defensive line keep their linebackers behind them clean?
Jordan Miller only 8 of 18 for 64 yards through the air and only had 11 rushes for 31 yards. So Miller was able to escape the pocket, but not much success trying to scramble out. But for Kachaver, a different story, 12 carries for 103 yards and a rushing touchdown. And that rushing touchdown came late in the game when Eudora had all the momentum. Spring Hill, they had a really nice final drive where they were able to be aggressive and rush the ball and be able to score that touchdown. But it was just that ultimately it's just got to be, you got to find some momentum somewhere down the line early on in this game, Jonesy.
Right, and they need to lean on their running game. Last week, we were both a little bit surprised when Spring Hill came out passing, and it's probably something that they saw that they could exploit against Eudora. And, when you're dealing with high school kids, sometimes you need to back up and just, take your bread and butter. And for the last several years, we've been able to lean on our running game. We've had a good running back or two every single year and a solid offensive line, and I'd like to see them get back to commit to the run this week, and then that can open up Jordan Miller in the passing game.
Defensively, Braden Bell continuing his 9 tackles a game average. 9 tackles last week, 4 tackles for loss, and he had a sack as well. One of the Broncos' 3 sacks last week. So another impressive game for the defense. Of course, Brooks Bayer, 7 tackles, 2 TFLs, a pass deflection. He had that forced fumble and that recovery for the touchdown as well. So a great defense that Spring Hill certainly put on, but Eudora, just that experience outweighed. And then we look at the Piper Pirates on the other side of the field, 1-2 so far on the season. The record doesn't show how talented this Piper squad can be. They had to face a really streaky DeSoto team, 34-14 the final last week. Piper had it going in the first half, but the Wildcats just stormed right back in the second half. What did you see from the Pirates in that loss last week?
Well, DeSoto, they're pretty notable about, they'll kind of let it hang around. Like, they're one of those teams that will commit to the running game, and eventually they're going to wear their opponent out, and that's exactly what they did against Piper last week. They just kept plugging away, and then next thing you know, they're able to hit long passes. They're able to get their running backs out open in space, and they basically just wore Piper down.
And that's kind of the same story as Spring Hill against Eudora when they had that 20-play drive last week.
Right. Yeah, the defense, when the offense is taking a 20-play drive, the defense, they're on their heels constantly moving backwards. That's really hard for a defense to stay out on the field as much. I felt like we hardly watched the Broncos on offense last week because Eudora had such time-consuming long drives, which credit to them.
And for the Pirates, their running game was not essentially what it normally is. They only had 7 rushing yards on the ground, but in the passing game, 171 yards through the air. That's still a really solid night passing-wise, but what could the Bronco defense take from DeSoto and, put it to work against Piper?
Well, I think they need to be disciplined, and we've said that every game this year. The outside contain guys, i.e. your cornerbacks and your outside linebackers, they've got to stay home. They can't all rush to the ball. I know it's tempting, and it seems like that's what everybody should do, but every person has an assignment. And the cornerback, you're out there on an island by yourself, and if you are allowing someone to get outside, there's not very many people out there to help you out anymore. So those guys need to be disciplined. They need to be able to funnel everything inside where all their help is.
You mentioned getting outside. That's what this Piper team has done really well.
Right.
If you're for Roman Byers, their running back, was able to get out in the flats, and he burst for the 88-yard touchdown just off a simple little flat route that Liam Healy threw him. So this is a team, when they get in space, they can take it the distance.
Right, and that's going to be something of concern against the Broncos. And that flat route is typically covered by an outside linebacker. They've got to be looking at the ball and then looking at that back to see when they go out into the flats. And because typically what they'll do, they'll run a receiver and they'll take him deep, and that pulls the cornerback away. And they've got to have that outside linebacker not running up to get in all the confusion. They've got to be watching those backs out of the backfield, especially about like Pipers.
That'll kind of debrief what last week happened here in 5A football. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I sat down with defensive coordinators Colin Vaughn and Luke Jennings about last week's performance, the defense itself, and what to look forward to in tonight's matchup. It's a two-part coach's interview you don't want to miss. You're watching our Cover Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show right here on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
Here at Strode Orthodontics, we are a single doctor practice, which means that I am the only orthodontist here in the practice. I will be the one guiding you through your care journey. With our experienced staff, your appointments will be more efficient and more comfortable. We love treating kids as well as adults. We want you to be happy with your experience during orthodontic treatment as well as your smile at the end. I love when patients tell me that their smile has improved their confidence and their quality of life, because a smile is for a lifetime.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
For 50 years, Elliott Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliott Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliott Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliott Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
Welcome into our Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show. I'm here joined this week by Spring Hill defensive coordinators Colin Vaughn and Luke Jennings. Coaches, thank you for taking time out of your evening to talk with us, and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
My first question is I want to go back to last week, kind of your opening statements about just the defense overall and the biggest takeaways from that game.
I think coming off of the Tonganoxie game, we probably felt ourselves a little bit too much. We kind of got hit in the mouth Friday and didn't respond very well. Probably first and foremost, it starts with us. I don't think we had our guys ready to play. And our job as coaches is to do that. So, put that on our shoulders last Friday. And, we feel like this week we've probably done a lot better job of getting them there.
Yeah, a lot of coaching points, big coaching opportunities came for that game too. So we're excited for Friday and trying to flip the page.
And of course, going to that Brooks Bear fumble recovery touchdown that kind of shifted the momentum of that game, where it was a shutout for that point, and then getting that big 7 points. I mean, were there any other moments that kind of defined the game defensively, either in a good way or a bad way that that also should be mentioned as well?
We probably, when you look back at it and you watch the film, you think, gosh, you didn't really play your best game, but you still had chances. It was a 10-7 game in the fourth quarter, and they went on a 20-play drive where we gave up 3 or 4 third down conversions on things where we just had bad eye control and just didn't do our job. And you go back and look at it and you say, man, if we just make one of those plays and get a third down stop, we're off the field and our offense has the ball back, with an opportunity to go down and take the lead. So ultimately, it hangs on the defense. We've got to get off the field on third down.
Yeah, exactly what Coach Vaughn said. That 120-play drive, that wasn't a good one. We had multiple opportunities, third and long, three or four different times in that one drive. They got a fourth down conversion, and I mean, we got to do a better job getting off the field. If we get off the field, offense has a chance, go down, score, take the lead. So, as defensive coaches, we'll take that one.
Kind of my final question about that game was, if there was one thing that you definitely felt like you could have changed heading into that Eudora game, what would that be, and kind of your reasoning behind that?
I think probably the biggest change we would have made was just gone back and maybe, we run a really unique defense. You watch it through 3 weeks and you go, that's probably something you haven't really seen anywhere else. And it's all fun and games, and you get to run at people that are in the spread and they're in the gun. But when you gotta go back to the basics when you play a flex bone, you gotta have good eyes, you gotta punch the right shoulder, and you can't get moved out of your gap. And that's what a flex bone team does. So they make you play sound football. And I think probably if we had to go back and change it, we might just really overemphasize a little bit more just sound football. I think we got a little happy with moving around and doing the fun stuff instead of basic football.
There's that, and then just getting the boys ready to go. Obviously, the speed of the game is a little bit different on Friday when it's 7 p.m. So making sure they understand that when it's game time, they're going to come off the ball, and every team we play has intention to win the game as well. So we got to come ready to go and match fire with fire.
And I want to go all the way back to kind of the beginning of the season when that new coaching change, you went from Coach Feedback to Coach Bouchard. I mean, both of you, what was it like to kind of go through that, procedure of changing coaches and, kind of getting used to that new coaching standard, putting his stuff in place? Because I know Coach Bouchard talked about last week with me, kind of, running what he wants to implement in.
Yeah, we were a 4-2-5, kind of a zone match scheme last year, which is, something you see at the college level a lot. We were a very high school version of that. So schematically, we couldn't be more different this year. And, a lot of people would describe us as a 3-3 stack this year, but even that is probably, you don't see us line up a lot where people aren't moving. So, it's when our defense is on the field, we kind of feel like the circus has come to town, and that's kind of what it is. It's a defense that's run by a guy down in Oklahoma who's since moved on to the state of Arkansas. So it's a very niche thing. You don't really see it around here, and you don't really see it many places elsewhere. I think there's only one college team in the country that runs it, and it's Friends. And I don't know if you go look up their record it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's definitely unique, but I think the transition, you know, as a defensive coach, it was tough because you felt like, hey, we had pretty good defense last year, and you know, we ran what we ran, and it looked pretty good. But I think ultimately, not only scheme wise, but probably body type wise, what we changed to fit us pretty well. You know, we probably were going to lack that fourth D lineman with their hand in the ground, and being able to do some different things has helped us from a body type perspective.
Yeah, Coach Bouchard came in. When he came in, and he talked to me and Coach Vaughn and told us kind of the defense, what his vision was, what he wanted to do. Me and Vaughn got to work quickly, like right away, trying to get some install because, like Coach said, I mean, it's a 180 from what we were in last year, and not a lot of teams do it. So we had to meet with the guys early and often, just having meetings, kind of talking about schematics, stuff like that. So when the summer came, we felt like we were kind of ahead of the curve of where a normal team would be if they were just pick up in the summer and get going.
Going through summer camp and some of the you know, your own team camp as well, how did the kids adjust to the defensive change, and what was kind of the reactions of, hey, we're going to run this now, this is going to be the new standard?
You know, I actually think they adapted pretty quick. They really like it. I would say there's a lot less thinking involved with what we do. You know, before, when you're in a zone match game, you're really having to read things and push people into places and really over communicate. This defense now is lock in, send it, and make the ball come out right now. So it's a lot less thinking and a lot more attacking. You know, we probably do more dictating to the offense than they do to us, which is the big difference maker. You see a lot of people, especially at the high school level, really sit and read and try to adjust to an offense and what they're doing. We feel like week in and week out, offenses probably have to do more adjusting to us. That's probably one of the best things as a defensive coach. I don't got to spend a ton of time, you know, Monday through Friday scheming a lot of things up. We kind of run what we run, and we're just going to put people in spots and send them. So that's kind of the way it works now.
Yeah, if you're a high school kid and you're playing defense, I mean, there's probably no other defense you want to play right here. Kind of like Coach said, we're going to send it. We're sending pressure, and the back end does a really good job as well. We feel sound and protected no matter who we send. So yeah.
Back with more from Coach Vaughn and Coach Jennings right after this.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Find whole body wellness with Sozo Chiropractic in downtown Spring Hill. Relax and recharge with medical grade infrared. Experience natural relief with dry needling and acupuncture. Or try stem wave therapy, a cutting edge option for pain relief and healing. Whether it's you, your kids, or your family, Sozo Chiropractic is here to help you feel your best. Visit us at 102 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-0010. Sozo Chiropractic. Relax, restore, and live well.
At this coming Friday against Piper, what kind of stands out to Coach Ulrich and his offense that he runs that really sticks out to you? Because you're now facing a spread team essentially. They got 4 receivers there, they got a running back, and they can run a lot of jets. So what kind of stands out to you this week that's kind of caught your eye on film?
Well, first and foremost, number one, he's a kid we saw last year. Was a good player. He's a sophomore. But the body type, you could tell, he was going to grow into that at some point, and he definitely has this year. Number one's a good player, and the offense runs through him first and foremost. They've got 4 guys on the edge at receiver that can really get after it, and they do a good job of trying to distribute the football and get it in an athlete's hands. And there's times where, hey, it's a dude-on-dude deal, and they're just saying ours is better than yours, and they're going to throw it up and say, go make a play. And I think number 6 for them is a kid that will go up and get the ball. Number 2 is a really good player for them as well. Good jet sweep kid that they like to use. 10 they like to use in their RPO game. And then they'll take 2 off the field, bring in 83 as kind of a Y off for them. And they do some different things with them in the run game. And they present a lot of challenges because they're going to get athletes in space and they're going to make you tackle. And you better be sound because they've got dudes on the edge.
Yeah, first thing that jumps off as soon as you turn on the film is this is an athletic team. They got athletes everywhere, and their coach, you can tell he wants to get their athletes in their own space. And kind of like Coach has said, it's an athlete versus an athlete thing, and they like their chances. So that's a big change from last week. Obviously, kind of playing a flex bone team, and now a spread offense that really likes to get the ball moving, really good athletes. So it'll be a challenge, but we're excited for it.
And kind of one of those things that you're going to see is their quarterback you kind of faced in Bodie Maslack week 2 against Tonganoxie. This is a young kid and a sophomore that when he can run, he will. But what's going to be kind of, is there a similar game plan you're looking for against Tonganoxie with this young quarterback, or what are you seeing from him that, you're kind of looking to see as well?
I think Tonganoxie is probably even though they are spread, they're a little bit different, I would say, than Piper is. There's a lot more RPO to Piper's game versus Tongi. They're probably pre-selecting where that kid's going to throw it a lot. And I know Coach Troyer is a really good OC, and they run a lot of things that you probably don't realize that they're running. And he does a really good job of play calling too. So I have a lot of respect for Coach Troyer at Tonganoxie. The differences I see in the kid this week is, man, he's good at just saying, hey, I got a guy out there that a lot of teams can't cover, and I'm going to go give him a chance. And there's several times where, we counted, they've got what we call explosive plays. They've got 20 explosive plays in 3 games. They're going to get their kids the ball, and you better go make a play. So he does a good job of just getting the ball to the guy that it needs to get to and get it there now.
Yeah, exactly that. He'll take the shot play, and like Coach said, athlete on athlete, he likes his chances. He has some good legs too. He'll run around a little bit. He likes to make some plays with his legs as well. So that's something we've worked on and talked about as well. But again, we're excited for the challenge of Friday.
and that was a DeSoto defense that held Piper to 7 rushing yards in that game. I mean, what's going to be kind of more of an emphasis you're going to tell your guys this week on how you're going to play this defense, and what's kind of been the practice preparation like so far?
You know, we have a saying we call 11 hats, and you know, we feel like the backside of your run defense, when the run is away from them, is your culture, and our culture is the run of the football. For 2 reasons. Number one, we gotta get more than one guy out there to him. I mean, you're not going to get him on the ground with one guy, so we've got to run of the ball. But we also have a big emphasis on turnovers. We punch at the ball. I mean, I believe we forced over 12, 13 fumbles in 3 games, and we've recovered 6 of them and taken 1 to the house for a touchdown. So we really emphasize punching the ball out, and so you can't do that if you are not around the ball. So for us, the biggest thing is just get bodies where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and our defense is our defense, kind of like Coach said. Kind of our motto is the circus is in town, and again, this is going to be a really good week to just do what we do, really pay attention to the details, learn from last week, and hopefully put a good product on the field Friday night.
And kind of my final question is, what's the one thing that went well last week that you want to continue into this week, would you say?
11 hats and takeaways, kind of like Coach just said right there. I mean, that's who we are. That's our defense. I think that's really scary for any OC to turn on the film if they got 11 guys in purple swarming to the ball, play every single play, and then actively trying to take the ball away, whether that's punching it out, making an interception, breaking on the ball, whatever the case is. That's what we want to continue to do, and I think we've done a good job of it so far. It's 11 hats and takeaways.
Yeah, you know, our emphasis on defense is the way that we run it. There's a possibility we're going to give something up at some point. We just feel like as long as we get that guy on the ground, we're capable of getting 2 to 3 negatives in a row after that. So we're never scared of what we do, because we understand that even if we give something up, as long as he doesn't get in the end zone, we've got a chance. And I think the biggest thing, like I said last week, you know, you probably had 5 or 6 chances and you only really recover 1 of the fumbles. A couple of those go another way and it could be a different game. So, you know, emphasize getting on the ball, but at the same time, we want to keep forcing them and giving ourselves opportunities.
My final question is, as a coaching staff, you and Coach Vaughn and Coach Jennings, both of you work together. I mean, what's been the chemistry like for the both of you being able to work together and implement such a great game plan week in and week out?
Well, I love it. First of all, let's look at Coach's setup right there in his office. We get to spend some good time. He's got the monitor set up. He's got the whiteboards over there. So I can't complain about that too much. But last year was my first year, and Coach Vaughn he took me under his wing from the beginning. I came from a 4-2-5 when I was playing college ball, so I had a good understanding of it. We got to bounce ideas off each other, and the same thing. He'll come to the basketball games. He loves to go out and support the guys, even if it's not football season. So we're in contact all the time, and we can't. On my end, I can't complain about anything.
No, it's been great. You know, like you said, we coaching together for the first time last year, you know, getting Luke from a great program like Pitt State, where he was a dead-gum good player there and really understood the game. You know, we ran similar systems in college. I just happened to go to college a lot sooner than Luke did. So I'm a little older than he is, but we actually played in very similar systems. So we really spoke the same language. You know, and then when Coach Bouchard came in, it was one of those things where, all right, this is totally different, but we're going to learn it together. Yeah. And that helps too, because then you kind of you go through all right, well, what do we call this, and how do we run this? And you know, even though it was something that we learned, we tailored it to our team and kind of put our own spin on some of it. And so we got to do that as a unit. It was great, and we got a great staff. I mean, This is one of the best, if not the best, coaching staff as a whole I've ever been on. You know, you bring in Coach Will Shannon from Prairie View, who was a defensive coordinator at Prairie View and a dadgum good one. And, you know, he came in and take over the D-line. He's a special teams coordinator. So you basically got 3 defensive coordinators on the defense. And then you've got Coach Kenny Stokes, who really good player, played at Olathe East, played arena ball. You know, he's played at a high level. And then you got Coach Nolan Ewing, who is our freshman DC, but he's probably, honestly, he might be the best daggum coach on our defensive staff. because Coach Ewing played at Friends and played in the defense and then was a GA for them last year. So he has played and coached in the exact same defense. So our freshmen are really good at this just because they've got probably the guy who knows it the best on with them. And he's great to have on staff because we can bounce things off of him and say, hey, when y'all saw this, what did you do? How did you adjust to it? So our defensive staff is really good as a whole, but Luke and I have, I don't know that we've come across it yet where I want a different call than he does. So our minds think alike a lot of the time. So
the culture runs deep, and this team certainly is, going to make a solid run this week against the Pirates. Coach Vaughn, Coach Jennings, thanks for taking the time and talking with me. And best of luck this Friday.
I appreciate it. Thanks for all that you do.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. This has been the Comfort Design, Heating, and Air Conditioning Coaches Interview. We'll be right back with our Elliott Insurance Group pregame area matchups right here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Buy one Sonic Smasher and get another free. That's right, buy one hand-smashed Angus beef Sonic Smasher and get another free. It's the dual threat quarterback of burger deals. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Stupid Go Brawly internet.
Go Brawly allows you complete control over internet usage for all devices in your home from anywhere, as it should be. Visit gobrawly.com to learn more.
On our Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Brendan Bowen, Matt Jones here with you. And Jonesy, I don't think Coach Vaughn and Coach Jennings could have said it any better. The defense is basically the circus coming to town.
Right.
And we're going to punch you in the mouth. That's basically what I got out of that interview. It was a pleasure talking to Coach Vaughn and Coach Jennings. And your kind of initial thoughts from that interview?
No, first of all, I think you guys did a good job. It was very interesting to hear the kind of their mentality of the defense because, right before that we were talking about being fundamentally sound and being very disciplined in football, but their mentality is let's create a bunch of chaos and let's get to the ball as quickly as we can and make them make mistakes. And that's when you get the mistakes, that's a wonderful concept. But last week they didn't all go the Broncos' way. Usually they fell right back at the Cardinals. So, it'll be interesting to see if they can have some of those breaks go their way, some of those turnovers go the Broncos' way, and, just create that chaos they're looking for.
And, folks, it's now time for our pregame area matchups presented by Elliott Insurance Group. At Elliott Group, they believe building strong relationships with their clients and their community is the best way to serve them both. With offices throughout the area and online at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com. And, Matt, we're going to start off with probably the biggest matchup in the state of Kansas tonight, Ottawa and Eudora, the two Frontier League definitely leaders right now. Ottawa has scored 40 or more in their last 3 matchups, but the Cardinals are coming off a really nice win against this Broncos side. But Eudora had a 24-21 win last year. But when I was talking to Coach Vaughn and Coach Jennings, they said this game could be up for grabs this year. And it's going to be a really contested matchup through and through. That's going to be played in Eudora tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good game. And I believe, whoever wins that game is going to be your front runner for the Frontier League. You're probably looking at us, Eudora and Ottawa, as probably the top end of the Frontier League this season so far. I'm sure Pale will have something to say about that. But it'll be an interesting game. Hopefully we can get some updates on that and see if we can follow it a little bit as we follow our Broncos tonight. And it'll be interesting because they're kind of contrasting styles. Ottawa's going to be able to throw it a little bit and make a big play, and Eudora wants to keep the ball away from them, and they want to maintain possession and just grind it down the field like they did against us last week.
And happy homecoming to the Panthers as well in Paola. Tonganoxie comes to pay them a visit, both 2-1. Currently, Tonganoxie, they trounced Lansing on their homecoming, 40-15. You can't lose on homecoming if you're the Chieftains, but Paola's looking to rebound after a rough game against the Cyclones. It was a it was quite a game, I might say, and shout out to Coach Todd Weaver, I believe, having to return back tonight to Paola after suffering a stroke at his home. So, our best condolences and prayers to his family as he's now returning back to the field, and that certainly has to lift the spirits of the Panthers.
Sure, they'll be motivated, that's for sure.
Continuing on into our area matchups, Baldwin taking on Wellsville. It's the best start for Baldwin since 2017, where they went 2-1. That's been their best start in over 5 years.
They're due. They used to be a pretty, under Mike Berg, they were a perennial Frontier League. Maybe not. Power's not the right word, but they were a contender every year. They were competitive, and they've had some lean times and their enrollments dropped. And football being a numbers game, that'll hurt you. So it's good to see Baldwin, getting back after it again.
Wellsville's off to a hot start after going 11-1 last year, but they fell to Topeka Hayden 35-7 in the sub-state final. But Wellsville knocked off Baldwin last year, 49-7 last year in Week 9. But this is a much better Baldwin team that Wellsville's going to face tonight.
Yeah, Wellsville's a perennial, Eastern Kansas team that's always solid. They're good fundamentally, and Wellsville just seems one of those teams. They're competitive in a lot of different sports.
Lewisburg and Bonner Springs tonight. Bonner was trounced against the Mustangs. It was 68-0 the score of that game. The Wildcats only mustered 7 against Clay Center. Meanwhile, here come the Broncos from the far distance, getting themselves warmed up for the final time and getting some final words in from coaches. This is going to be a game for Bonner and Lewisburg. It's got to be one team's going to get a win in their first win of the season, and that's going to definitely give them a little bit of momentum back in their step as well. But this could be a good matchup tonight.
It seems like this is exactly what Lewisburg needs. You got to, if I'm just a betting person, I'm thinking Lewisburg to go in. They're usually pretty fundamentally sound. So in Bonner's had some struggles over the last few years.
And we'll take a look at some other matchups around the UKC. Baser Linwood taking on DeSoto. That'll be a really nice matchup in the UKC. Lansing against Topeka West, as here come the Pirates onto the field. Shawnee Heights, the Thunderbirds taking on the Pioneers of Leavenworth. Turner's taking on Topeka Seaman. And then some other matchups that I found notable across the state. St. Thomas Aquinas and Blue Valley Southwest going toe-to-toe. Southwest not too far from the Spring Hill side. Gardner-Edgerton taking on Olathe North. That'll be a really nice matchup. Battle of 6A powerhouses so far to start off the year. Bishop Miege is going to Missouri. They're going to take on Rockhurst. That'll be a fun matchup. And then Mill Valley, the Jaguars are going to be taking on the Lawrence Chesty Lions. And speaking of Mill Valley, they're reclassifying to 6A as we've kind of seen a new wave of teams reclassifying.
Right. Yeah, Mill Valley's going up. Aquinas is actually dropping to 4A along with Great Bend. So I'm sure the Eastern Kansas 5A schools right now are taking a sigh of relief. No Mill Valley or Aquinas next year. And that's huge. Those two teams played early on last year, and STA the eventual state champion. So,
and I'll give you some other notable ones. Andover Central, Piper, Capon, Mount Carmel, and Wichita West are all, or essentially for Andover Central, Piper and Capon, they're jumping up to 5A. Wichita West dropping down from 6A. Great Bend dropping down to 4A, so is Aquinas. Rock Creek is making the jump to 4A, and Highland Park is dropping down to 4A. And the notable one in 3A, Atchison from 4A dropping down to 3A.
Right.
Big noticeable drop down in classifications, as that's been our pregame area matchups. We'll step aside for just a brief moment for opening kickoff right here on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Sturdy Orthodontics.
I've been doing real estate for 8 years now, and we've run across clients where they're interested in land, but then what do we do with it? Well, what do you want to do with it?
There's a lot of pressure on individuals now to make those decisions quickly. And I think with our experience, with our backgrounds, we know how to work with the cities and how to work with the contractors to make it a smoother process for the buyer.
So if you're looking for real estate
or land planning services,
contact us today at epre.biz.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
My name is Dr. Claire Strode. I'm the owner and orthodontist here at Strode Orthodontics. You may run into me out at the soccer fields or out on the baseball diamonds. The things that I love most about orthodontics are when patients tell me how much they enjoy their smile and how much more confidence they have after having their treatment. We love serving the families and people here in South Johnson County and also surrounding areas. And I look forward to serving you and your family.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning Company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Beautiful sunset here in Kansas City, Kansas, as we continue on to our Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. And the Broncos have won the toss, so
they were wrong. They said it backwards. Piper won and deferred.
So okay.
We'll get the ball.
So the Broncos will receive to start off this ball game as this takes us to our opening kickoff presented by Dan, the Tailor Man. With high-quality suits and tuxedos, you'll look your absolute best for any occasion. With the perfect fit guaranteed. For about the cost of rental, you'll get a suit, tie, pocket square, and lifetime alterations. Wedding, prom, or that black tie affair, call Dan, the Tailor Man, for a free consultation, 913-541-1192. Now it's time for a Keys to the Game presented by the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce. Reminding you to support our community and shop local. Mark your calendars now for the annual Spring Hill Fall Festival beginning today. Parade tomorrow through Sunday. To learn more, visit SpringHillFallFestival.com and keep up with the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce at SpringHillKS.com. And Ken Carbajo, BJ Harris will have the Fall Festival Parade for you tomorrow morning right here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Have fun.
I'll be there watching, not talking.
I'll be in Warrensburg.
Ooh, enjoy.
Mules football taking on Missouri Southern, as it'll be Mason Maslowski to kick off for the Pirates. Cameron Wells, the lone man, back deep for the Broncos.
Set to receive this kickoff for the Spring Hill Broncos, number 7, Cameron Wells. Ready to kick it off for the Pirates, number 61, Mason Maslowski. Here we go.
And here we go. Oh, UKC preview here from Piper High School. Maslowski kicks it off, and away we go. And oh my goodness, look at the color powder as Wells takes it from the back of the end zone. Called for a touchback, and look at that display, Jonesy. My goodness. I mean, that took me off guard, honestly.
I barely saw it. I'm kind of hidden by the press box, so but I see the puff of color.
And Jonesy, what's it going to be for this Broncos offense?
I think we need to get out and establish the run. We need to be able to run the ball, to loosen up the defense, to be able to throw.
It is our Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce keys to the game. Jordan Miller. First down, a handoff for keeper for Jordan Miller. He's got plenty of space. He's past the 50, and he'll be forced out of bounds past the 40.
You know, I love that play call to start. You put the ball in your playmaker's hand, get him some confidence from the first play of the game. The offensive line created a huge hole. They did the overload on the left-hand side. Great start for the Bronco offense.
3-yard line. First and 10, Broncos.
About a 37-yard run on that option from Jordan Miller. It'll be first and 10 from the 33-yard line. Hand off to the outside for Dotson. Makes a man miss inside, breaking a tackle. He'll turn his way to the 25.
Handoff goes to number 6, Mason Dodson.
He'll be brought down by Avery Williams, and Eric Siegel also in there on the stop as well. But Avery Williams is in on the stop at 8 tackles last week against the DeSoto Wildcats, the 5'8", 180-pound junior. Gain of 8 on last play. Second down and 2 for Spring Hill. They'll motion 2 in Gatlin and Wells to the far side, 2 in the backfield. Miller is going to roll out on a bootleg. He drops down deep. Price is going to hurry him up. He'll throw it downfield and incomplete. Wanted Gatlin downfield past the marker. Great coverage there from Shinji Pollard, the 5'10 senior.
You know, actually, the line blocked that fairly well. They gave Miller a nice pocket, but he needs to step up into that pocket. He kind of went the long way around, went around his tackle. He's got to step up. It's scary sometimes when you see those big guys running at you, but you got to have the confidence in yourself.
It's going to be third down and 2 from the 26-yard line. 2 in the backfield once more for Miller. He'll keep it himself. It's a speed option here, and Jeremiah Price is going to tear him down. And Miller's just going to be an inch short of the marker, so it'll be fourth down in a matter of inches coming up.
Held on to that dive back a little bit too long. He decided to pull at the last minute. It's one of those where he probably needs to make the decision just a little bit more assertively.
From the 26 to the 24. The fourth down Miller is under center, 3 in the backfield. Miller fakes the handoff. He'll keep it himself. He's got a first down and quite a bit more yardage.
Just following the big boys, get the first down, move the sticks.
Be marked down at the 21-yard line. Shinji Pollard and Trent Reimer on the tackle. Reimer, the honorable mention all UKC linebacker last year, had 18 tackles, led the team in that category against the DeSoto Wildcats. Him and Pollard in on the stop, but the Broncos got a first down at the 21-yard line. He'll keep it himself. It's a pass. It's a little underplay for Dotson, and he'll be ripped down immediately. Read well by Jeremiah Price.
Yeah, Price did a great job reading it. You beat me to it. He was waiting right there for that screenplay to unfold.
No gain on that one. Second down and 10. Price, the 6'2", 210 senior.
This is something the Broncos want to stay out of. They did a good job the last series about having a good play on first down. They don't want to find themselves behind the sticks on second and third down.
Second and 10 from the 21-yard line. Just one in the backfield now with Miller. It's a bootleg play. He'll look downfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Wells, cuts him in inside to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Broncos.
That's a great play by Jordan Miller, rolling out to the left, setting his feet, and throwing it forward. You can tell he didn't try to run around too much. Just bootlegged out, set his feet, and had a wide open receiver for the touchdown.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Didn't quite get the replay there, but I had the buffer going. So it's a 21-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Miller to Cameron Wells. Yeah, Cameron Wells, his first touchdown reception of the season. And the Broncos look to go for the extra point. It was tipped initially, but falls right through the uprights. Good for Aiden Odell. As the Broncos strike first on the opening drive. 7-0 Broncos. Back in just 30 seconds. Big opening drive from the Broncos as Jordan Miller finds Cameron Wells for a 21-yard touchdown pass. And the Broncos starting off hot.
Ready to kick this off, number 35, Aiden Odell.
Aiden Odell to kick things off for the Broncos as Shinji Pollard and Alomar Brooks back deep for the Pirates. As Odell gets himself set, boots this one away, and this will be Shinji Pollard, it's Roman Byers to take it in. He's past the 25 and to the 29, where he'll be brought down. And here's where we'll see the young sophomore and Liam Healy, the 5'9", 150-pound sophomore. And what did you see from Healy on tape, Jonesy?
Well, I think, it'll be interesting, like the coaches were talking about, we're going to have to check his athleticism and make sure that we're being disciplined, but we got to make him make quick decisions and just be disruptive in the backfield.
2 touchdowns to 2 interceptions through the air for Liam Healy. And he'll pitch it out to Byers on first down, makes him miss, and he's going to be brought down at the 31-yard line.
Much better flow from the Broncos. You could tell they had 5, 6, 7 people in on that tackle, ready to get a really good running back down the ground.
Benny Reagan in on the stop, but Carter Rainey was the first one to get there and try and make that initial play. Gain of 3 on that pickup from Roman Byers, who was the KSHB 41 Hy-Vee Player of the Week.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal game against the Vikings. On first down, Healy in the flats. This is to Easton McCourty, and he's going to be rocked immediately in the backfield.
Play was really slow to develop, and the Broncos were able to take advantage of kind of a lazy throw, I would call it. What I mean by that is just getting a little bit too much air under it where he needs to kind of give it some speed, hit his running back in stride.
Andrew Pullen on the big-time tackle. And it's one of those things where the Pirates are going to get out in space, and right there they tried it. Andrew Pullen making a great play right there. Lost a 5 on that one. 3rd down and 12. Another one into the flats. This is to Alamar Brooks. Makes a man miss. He's still on his feet past the first down. He's got quite more. To the 46-yard line.
And that was a much better throw. It had a little bit less air under it, so he was able to hit his receiver and get him fast up the field.
First down, Pirates now up to the 46-yard line. And now whistles blow as Alamar Brooks'
got flat tire.
blade is off. So out he comes, and in his place will be Landon Stout, the junior. Stout was not listed on the depth chart in receiving corps. He is listed as a backup corner. Stands at 6 foot, 210 pounds, the junior. And now the referee will call out to
7-12.
or he'll call out to the press box to change the game clock. 7:12 now to be issued. He was yelling at the second-year head coach in Cole Orrick, and what he's done for this Piper program is really phenomenal. New set of downs for the Pirates. Broncos show pressure. Here's a keeper for Healy. Has plenty of room past the 50. Still on his feet. He's got a first down.
Had guys there in the backfield to make the play. They just kind of had their head down. You got to be able to have your head up and be able to move your feet. You know, you can run 100 miles an hour at somebody to make a play, but unless you break down and be ready to make a tackle, they're going to just juke and run right by, and that's exactly what he did.
It's an 11-yard pickup on first down for the quarterback, Liam Healy, who had -2 rushing yards on just 1 carry last week against the Wildcats. So positive yards for the young quarterback. And another chain-moving play. Healy will drop back and pass. And just underthrown, incomplete. Great coverage by Carter Rainey, and wanted Eric Siegel, the 5'11 senior, also on the homecoming court for the Pirates. Great coverage by Carter Rainey.
It was great coverage by Rainey, and another lazy ball kind of floated in the air a little bit. That's going to be at risk of an interception if that continues to happen. Our D-backs are going to pick up on that, and they're going to be able to make a break and make a huge play.
Going to that outside. 2nd and 10 for the Pirates in Bronco territory at the 44-yard line. Byers to his left, and he'll give it to the senior running back. Here he goes, Byers to the outside. He's got plenty of room, forced out of bounds. And he just manages to pick up the first down, a big 10-yard gain for Roman Byers.
Byers showing some good speed right there, but we had guys in the defensive in the backfield ready to tackle him, but we took poor angles. You know, with a guy that's that fast, and that's something we can correct as we go. You got to be able to take the right angle and anticipate where he's going to be.
6:25 to go here in quarter number 1. To the house!
Touchdown, Broncos.
Are you kidding me?
2 touchdown, 2 weeks. Just another day at the offense for Brooks Bayer.
And that was like just out of the matrix. Bayer read that perfectly and took that one to the house.
Not very many times you see a pitch from the quarterback to the back being intercepted. That's what he did. He was just in the right place at the right time and showed some wheels for a big boy.
And you could still hear that student section from across the way going absolutely nuts.
Yep, that's right. The cheerleaders are egging him on.
Here's Aiden Odell on to kick the extra point. Cole Harp's hold is good. The kick is through the uprights and good. An interception for Brooks Bear as the Broncos up by 2 scores. Pirates get the ball back in just a moment.
As a 50th birthday present for myself, I went ahead and chose to get myself braces. I had had braces when I was a kid, and I had not done the whole retainer routine that I was supposed to, and my teeth had gotten out of whack. So Strode Orthodontics was highly recommended to me. I came down here and immediately was impressed with the professionalness of the staff, as well as just the kindness and the happiness and the joy that's in this office. I knew that this is the place that I wanted to come. It had to be a good place, and this was a good place.
And I think everybody at home can speak for me when I say, what in the world did we just see? I mean, that is the first time in my broadcasting career, I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and I've never seen a touchdown in that sort of fashion.
It was pretty amazing. And going back to the interview you did with the coaches, that is exactly what that defense is designed for. You know, they may give up a play like they did the previous one, but you also set yourself up for that kind of huge play.
As this is going to be taken in from inside the 5 by Alamar Brooks, who had to hurdle him in and finds himself at the 31-yard line.
Pretty sure I heard him hit the turf even through the headphones. He hit hard.
So Bayer, a 62-yard interception return for a touchdown. As the Broncos up 2 scores, and back out comes this Pirates offense, and they were moving methodically and moving really well, getting the big chunk plays, but just an unfortunate speed option that was read by that defense. It's going to force them back out here once more. Ball on the 31. Healy will drop back to throw. It's an underneath screen right there for Roman Byers, who breaks to the 40, and he's going to be brought down immediately by Kyle Stewart.
One of the players in on the number 42, Britton Bell.
And Kyle Stewart had quite the game last week. 9 tackles, a tackle for a blocked field goal as well. Quite the night for Kyle Stewart last week. He's got a tackle here recorded so far. 10-1, pick up a 9 on that screen from Healy. Trips to the near side. Broncos will bring pressure. It's an out route on. He's going to get to about the 44-yard line. Mikey Beck in on the stop along with Andrew Pullen right there. Carter Rainey as well also there to make the tackle. Pirates move the chains.
Yeah, the short passes like that, as long as they don't allow the receiver or the running back to make a break like that, as long as they don't allow the receiver or the running back to make a break and make a huge play. You know, they're going to complete the ball. We know what Piper's going to do. They're going to have the little short passing game. We just got to be able to wrap them up and keep them to short gains. First and 10 Pirates at their own 44 now. Pirates just trying to keep the chains moving and trying to find themselves in the end zone for the first time. Handoff up the middle for Byers, and he'll churn his way past the 45 and be brought down at about the 48-yard line. And Carter Rainey a little slow to get up, and Kyle Stewart and Mason Harvey were the 2 in on the stop, but Carter Rainey had to deal with Roman Byers right there. It took a pretty hard hit. Piper's getting a good drive established, just like last time.
Gain of 4 in that last carry for Byers, 2nd down and 6. Broncos will bring 5. It's a little out route for Byers, who breaks free past the 50. Flag flying near the backfield of the Pirates. And it looks to be that probably someone moved.
We do have our first flag of the evening.
As you heard the PA announcer, it's the first flag of the evening. As the referee crew will talk it over here.
regardless of the outcome of the play and the penalty, but Stewart made a great tackle out there in the open field.
Crew is still talking this one over, and the flag, they flew it all the way to right near the line of scrimmage, so.
You wonder if there's a holding on the outside? Or?
It's going to be on the Pirates. The officials pointed towards them, and both teams, Pirates moving backward, Broncos moving forward. So you wait the official word unless no referee mic. So it'll just be, you know, just a motion. So it'll be moved back 10 yards. So 2nd down and 16 coming up.
That's a huge play because they were looking at a pretty confident second down, and now they're way behind the sticks.
2nd down and 16 now. Ball is at the 37-yard line. Yeah, at the 37-yard line. And the PA announcer mic is still on. Whoops.
We've all had a hot mic once or twice. It happens.
2nd and 16, man in motion. They'll get it to the jet sweep. It's Alamar Brooks, and he'll find just a couple of yards before he's brought down by Cole Penhallow. And there's a lot of extracurricular in the back is Benny Reagan, and it looked to be that was Jackson Dismeyer were the two engaging in an altercation. So be interesting to see who was the initiator.
Who struck last is usually who's called.
And they will call it on Benny Reagan for an unsportsmanlike conduct.
And that's a big penalty. That gives them an automatic 1st down, and obviously erases all that holding call. So we're going to be – that's a big, big, big game that just keeps Piper's drive moving along.
So it went from 2nd and 16 to Pirates will move up 15 yards, but it erases the yardage regardless. Automatic 1st down. And that now puts them in Bronco territory. They'll be at the 45-yard line.
And the thing is, I didn't know what happened. I was watching the ball. I didn't see the issue, but it was 10 yards beyond where the ball was. So that's kind of silly for both the offense and the defense to get in any type of altercation because there's no bearing on the play.
And I think the thing is that maybe Reagan didn't appreciate the way he was being blocked on the perimeter.
You're probably right.
That's probably what you normally see. Broncos will have pressure off the edge. On 1st down, Byers immediately wrapped up in the backfield. He's still going to be hard to bring down, but he'll finally be turned down. Kyle Stewart, the first one to get there. He's having quite a first quarter.
Yeah. Great job by the Bronco defense, standing him up, getting multiple helmets on him, stopping him for no gain.
Whistle didn't blow, so the Broncos are still just trying to get bodies to be able to bring down Roman Byers, who, once he gets a full head of steam, he's hard to bring down.
That's right.
No gain on that run. 2nd down and 10 for the Pirates. Go to that spread. Trips out to the far side. Linebacker will lurk. It's a handoff for Byers. Immediately wrapped up Braden Bell. And a combination of him and Mason Harvey right there. Another play where it's just minimal gain, and they're going to say Byers just got 8 yards, so it's 3rd down and 9.
Some frustration going through the middle there. The Broncos are putting multiple people on him, and like I said, standing him up and making him completely exposed to all those hits. He's not able to get his shoulders down.
This is a line anchored by Gabe Willman, the junior, who was honorable mention all UKC on the line. He's in that center spot. 3rd down and 9 for the Pirates. Same formation. Play clock down to 3. And the Broncos will jump as that was Mason Harvey off the edge. It's going to be now 3rd down and 4 coming up.
And this is a much more manageable 3rd down. They're looking at probably a passing down, having to go downfield. Now your playbook is open. You can run the ball in the middle. You can run it outside. You just have a whole bunch more at your disposal now that it's 3rd and manageable.
Broncos now 2 penalties for 20 yards. The Pirates so far in this first quarter just 1 penalty for 10 yards. Is that holding early? So we're chewing down to about 2 minutes left to play here in this first quarter. 14-0 Broncos. It's 3rd down and 4 after the penalty. Neely back to throw. 50-50 ball incomplete. Broken up well.
That
was Mikey Beck.
And Mikey Beck completely sending it up to go for the ball. He just basically jumped up, reached up as high as he could. That was one of those, like you said, 50-50 ball. It's either going to be incomplete or the guy's still running in the end zone. But great play by Beck, showing some athleticism, getting high up in the air to deflect that ball.
Pollard standing at 5'10", Mikey Beck standing at 5'11", so an even matchup, and Beck just won that one right there. Pirates will go for it on 4th down. Folks, we apologize for the connection issues. Currently trying to battle through that right now. 4:13 in the second quarter. 21-7 Broncos lead, and it's been a 15-yard touchdown rush, a 21-yard reception touchdown for Cameron Wells, and an interception touchdown for Brooks Bear. On 1st and 10, Miller keeps it to the outside, and
Miller doing a lot of heavy work this drive, leading the offense, carrying the ball.
Moves the yard marker up to the 35-yard line.
To the 35-yard line, pick up a 5 on that play. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Broncos just trying to put another offensive score in the end zone. Handoff up the middle for Kachaver. Ran into a lineman, but then tried to power his way forward for a few yards, which he will get.
It's a great effort by Kachaver. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage in a little cut and dove for about 2 yards, setting us up a much more manageable third down and 3.
Gain of 2, brought down by Cole Schoeneman. 3rd down and 3. Two right next to Miller. It's a keeper to the outside, and he'll waltz out of bounds before he's flipped right near the sideline, and there's a flag on the play. Flags flying. So we'll wait this call here.
Makes you nervous when your quarterback is cartwheeling through the air upside down. Assume we're looking at a hold the way the Broncos are headed back.
And it's going to be a hold on the Broncos, so.
Places the ball out at the 39-yard.
On 3rd down, Miller. Incomplete. Wanted his man to the outside, and Brady Colhart.
Number 1, Brady Colhart. Defense applied by number 17.
Big holding penalty looming, making this 4th down.
2:22 here in quarter number 2.
4th down and 9. 2:22 left to play.
Interesting call coming up for the Broncos. You got to think they're going to go for it, just puts the field position, but 4th and 9 is not where you want to be. That's a tough call.
And it looks to be that Coach Bouchard wants to take a timeout and talk things over. 2:22 left to go here in the first half. Broncos up 21-7. They've got it on the Pirate 39.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Folks, if you can hear us, we're currently still battling some technical difficulties with the internet here. We're going to try and battle through the rest of this quarter, but if you don't see us during halftime, we'll keep you updated. On 4th down and 9, Miller under pressure, still scampering. He's still outside the pocket. Now he'll keep it himself and try and go for the first down, but they're going to say he was out of bounds at the 42. And it's going to be a turnover on down for the Broncos. Pirates going to get the ball back.
And that's frustrating because Jordan Miller made such a great effort, just stepped out of bounds.
So Pirates will take over on the 38-yard line. Their own 38-yard line to add. Now this is a chance for the Pirates to just methodically drive themselves back within one score, take it to half. They get the ball back at second half as well, so you have to take that into consideration. On 1st down, Healy wants to swing it out. He'll just keep it himself. Still trying to stay up on a tackle. Now pitches it last effort. And they'll say incomplete.
What's the old play what's the old that we used to call in the grass? I don't think that's a thing anymore. It should be. It's a dangerous play. That very well could have been intercepted, and the Broncos still running for that.
Second and 10 coming up. Second and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this first half. Byers out of the backfield in motion. It's intercepted once again. How about 2 touchdowns for Brooks Bear?
And Brooks Bear grabbing that ball like it's a potato flying through the culinary classroom. He's just still running with the ball. It's 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks.
And the Broncos go up 3 scores, but not in the way you think. (27-7).
Who'd have thought that Brooks Bear would be the leading touchdown scorer after a week and a half of games?
Odell back to kick the PAT. And drills it right through. And this Broncos defense putting 2 touchdowns on the board thanks to the junior Brooks Bear. 28-7, Broncos lead it.
I've been doing real estate for 8 years now, and we've run across clients where they're interested in land, but then what do we do with it? Well, what do you want to do with it?
There's a lot of pressure on the individuals now to make those decisions quickly. And I think with our experience, with our backgrounds, we know how to work with the cities and how to work with the contractors to make it a smoother process for the buyer.
So if you're looking for real estate
or land planning services,
contact us today at epre.biz.
At Fort Scott.
28-7 our score, a 30 8-yard interception return for Brooks Bayer, not to compliment his 62-yard interception touchdown return. And Matt Jonesy, I know you said it going into the break, but who would have thought your leading touchdown reception, 3 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, and leading the way in this one, Brooks Bayer.
Back deep for the Pirates, number 1, Roman Byers.
Did not have that on my bingo card.
So here's a kickoff that will go back to the 5-yard line and be taken in by Roman Byers. Stiff arms him in at the 15, gets out of bounds right near the 25-yard line, and that one's going to go all the way past the sideline right near the track.
Looks like it's near the 27-yard line. Pirates will start.
27-yard line is where this Pirates drive will start, and the Pirates are just going to try and look to get some momentum back on their side here.
Well, this is probably where they should run the ball, maybe do some easy passes, see if something opens up, if they can get a little chunk play. Otherwise, it's kind of time to be content going in to half, down 3 scores.
Liam Healy back in at quarterback. He will break the huddle with the Pirates. And it's empty set, so maybe it looks like they're going to pass here. On first down. Healy under pressure, drops back, and he'll scramble out of the pocket now. Penhollow in, chase, and the ball's down, but it's out of bounds. Flag thrown on the play.
Yeah, they're probably going to call a horse collar tackle on that one. He had him up at the upper girdle around the shoulder pads and pulled him back down backwards. It's a pretty easy call for the official. Penhollow didn't mean to do it. He was just being aggressive. Got to keep the quarterback safe, though.
And it's definitely, it's a little bit difficult to try and tackle when you're in pursuit in an awkward angle.
Well, when you're reaching at him and you reach what you can.
You don't want to necessarily miss. You just want to get where, you're able to just get down. So that's now the second 15-yard penalty issued against the Broncos here in this first half.
Yeah, Penhollow knew what happened as soon as the play was over. As soon as he saw that flag flying, you knew what was going to be called, and that's not one of those mental mistake type penalties. That's just an aggressive mistake, and you can live with those. It's unfortunate, it stinks that it's 15 yards, but there's another penalty going up now.
And another penalty, and that's going to be, I think, on Coach Bouchard actually.
Bouchard's upset with one of the he's talking to the assistants. He's hot right now. I don't know if they're not prepared or if they're.
I think, they called it unsportsmanlike on the Broncos, so it has to be. I think they called it on Coach Bouchard, maybe. You can see he's kind of a ways away from the assistant referee, as now the referees will have the head referee will talk to Coach Orick, who is also to say something here. So play will pause. Minute and a half left to go here.
Well, what's weird, it was an 8-yard penalty or a 7-yard penalty. It should have been 1st and 10 after the 15-yard penalty, right?
Yeah. First down and 3. And that's batted away by Bayer, but almost brought in by Shinji Pollard. Siler Stewart.
Piper's going to have to start finding where Brooks is and just go away from him right now because he's completely dominating the tempo of Piper. He's dominating the line of scrimmage, the person in front of him. They've got to find something to neutralize him to get him out of the play because he's just wreaking havoc right now.
Jake Weiss also in on that stop as well in coverage. 2nd down and 2. Another empty set for Healy. Broncos will show pressure off the edge. They do bring in. Here comes Bayer. He'll be dropped down. Flag flies. Healy still protected. Here comes Bell, and Healy will just throw it in the ground, and that's going to be intentional grounding, and another flag flying late as well.
This will be interesting to unpack.
So intentional grounding is definitely one of them. But as far as the other penalties go, I'm not sure what will be called here.
Well, the interesting thing, there was a receiver around, but he spiked it right into the ground. So there was no intent to complete it to anybody but avoid a sack.
So we'll see what's going to happen here. Intentional grounding. Let's be that call there.
And that penalty is huge, not just because of the yardage, but it's a loss of down. So you don't stay at second down. You go ahead and advance the down, unlike most penalties.
And it's going to be scooted all the way back to the 20-yard line. So it's a 15-yard penalty. On top of that, with a loss of down, so 3rd down and 20. So 3rd down, and you're looking at Kansas City, Missouri as well. Healy drops back under some pressure. It's caught by Byers. He's got plenty of room up the field, and he'll be tackled at the past the 40. But Roman Byers moves the chains for the Pirates.
And the Broncos unable to make the initial play. They were there. They were at Byers to make the initial play. They just couldn't quite come up with the tackle, and then you get Byers in space, and that's where he flourishes.
And Coach Ulrich will take a timeout as he'll use his first one. 1:04 left to go in the second quarter. Broncos lead it 28-7.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds band or theater department. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
.117 South Main in Spring Hill.
I've been doing real estate for 8 years now, and we've run across clients where they're interested in land, but then what do we do with it? Well, what do you want to do with it?
There's a lot of pressure on the individuals now to make those decisions quickly. And I think with our experience, with our backgrounds, we know how to work with the cities and how to work with the contractors to make it a smoother process for the buyer.
So if you're looking for real estate
or land planning services,
contact us today at epre.biz.
For 50 years, Elliott Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliott Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliott Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliott Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367. Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Find whole body wellness with Sozo Chiropractic in downtown Spring Hill. Relax and recharge with medical grade infrared. Experience natural relief with dry needling and acupuncture. Or try stem wave therapy, a cutting edge option for pain relief and healing. Whether it's you, your kids, or your family, Sozo Chiropractic is here to help you feel your best. Visit us at 102 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-0010. Sozo Chiropractic. Relax, restore, and live well.
My experience at Strode Orthodontics was amazing. Like most people who had their first round of braces, I forgot to wear my retainer and so therefore had crooked teeth. I got engaged this year. I wanted straight teeth for my wedding, and so Dr. Strode was able to give me Invisalign, and now I have the straight smile that I've always wanted. We're gonna get such a welcoming experience here. The day of my wedding, I'm not going to be scared to take pictures. Now I can finally be confident with my smile on that big day.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, and folks, we apologize for the technical difficulties we have had to endure, and still ongoing right now as I try and get this camera back on and working here. 28-14 our score at the half. It's been all Broncos up to this point as we go to our halftime show presented by Michael Gran at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help him customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit him at 117 South Main Street in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. Breaking down the scoring for both these squads, it was a 21-yard touchdown reception to Cameron Wells, the junior, before Brooks Bayer had a 68-yard interception touchdown return. The Pirates would quickly respond back thanks to a 10-yard rushing touchdown from Roman Byers. And then for the Broncos, it was a 15-yard touchdown rush from Jordan Miller and another interception return touchdown for Brooks Bayer, 38 yards going the distance right there before Alamar Brooks had a 20-yard touchdown reception to end the half. As that'll be our scoring summary and drive. We'll be back with Matt Jones and Caden Carbajo after a word from our sponsors here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For 50 years, Elliott Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliott Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliott Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliott Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Buy one Sonic Smasher and get another free. That's right, buy one hand-smashed Angus beef Sonic Smasher and get another free. It's the dual threat quarterback of burger deals. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For 50 years, Elliott Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliott Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliott Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliott Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Buy one Sonic Smasher and get another free. That's right, buy one hand-smashed Angus beef Sonic Smasher and get another free. It's the dual threat quarterback of burger deals. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app.
Spring.
Michael Graham.
Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, folks. Once again, we want to receive our deepest apologies for the technical difficulties we've had to battle through right now. I know you're going to see just a blank buffering screen so far, but I'm going to tell you folks, we're back on the air. We're going strong. Let me mute that video source real quick. As we're back on the air, we're going strong. We deeply apologize for all the technical difficulties we have, but We're back on the air, Jonesy, and it's unfortunate they've had to miss such an amazing contest, but I mean,
there's been a lot to break down for that first half. There's a lot going on for both teams.
Again, folks, right there, that QR code. Be sure to donate to the Chef Timber campaign, wrapping up the final home stretch. Goes towards a great cause of, giving money towards the Spring Hill School Districts and Broncos seniors as well. Over $50,000 raised last year for the schools districts and $30,000 given to Broncos seniors in scholarships. Helps them, have a great college career without having to have any, financial worries. So it's for a great cause, and certainly loved if you could donate just anything, even a penny. So I'm going to leave this QR code up here for the remainder of the halftime break as Jonesy Brooks-Bear, 2 touchdowns off interceptions. Just out of the matrix, out of nowhere, just comes up and just, thank you, like taking a handoff almost.
Yeah, he is single-handedly dominating the game and the whole Bronco defense is playing somewhat well, but Piper's got to do something to figure out how to neutralize him, run away from him, put 2 hats on him, something to be able so he can't have such an effect on this game. And, he's likely Spring Hill's top defender anyway, so you're going to have to take advantage. You're going to have to control him and neutralize him anyway, but he is having himself a night right now, and he is just exposing some flaws in the blocking scheme for Piper. And, if you look at it, Piper's got 14 points on offense. Spring Hill has 14 points on offense, and Brooks-Beyer has 14 points. So it's just pretty amazing. That's what's got the lead for the Broncos right now, and we'll see what the second half brings. Piper will start with the ball. We'll be kicking it off to them, and, Piper has had some really good drives, aided also by some silly penalties by the Broncos. So we've got to be able to keep them in 3rd and 4th and long, but also stop the silly penalties, stop the big 15-yard penalties, stop the holding, things like that really give them a second life, because they've done pretty well and they've got them into some situations where they're behind the sticks, but then they either make a silly penalty or they are not quite able to get to the quarterback, and that allows Piper to just keep chugging along down the field.
And again, I mean, this has been a Bronco offense that last week was just stifled by the Eudora defense, but now you look in and they're flowing a lot better, not making many mistakes, and whenever they're on the field, they're taking advantage of every opportunity they can, and that's certainly what's helped this Broncos squad out tremendously.
Right, Jordan Miller playing a pretty good game. He almost had that clutch first down on the final series for the Broncos of the half, and he just stepped out of bounds, wasn't able to convert. And you could see Coach Bouchard walking right over to Miller, having a very, good, solid conversation with his quarterback, senior leader. Be interesting to be a fly on the wall, just to listen and see the conversation that took place, and just encouraging Miller, let's stop those little mistakes, let's keep our feet in bounds and get to the sticks.
Again, Aiden Odell out to kick off, and Alomar Brooks and Roman Byers back deep for the Pirates as 12 minutes back on the clock. We got 24 again left to play here in this ball game. Broncos looking to go 3-1 on the season, and a win against Piper certainly will help that cause and get them going before they face a really tough and gritty Ottawa squad that's all knotted up with Eudora right now. Flashlights are out. Kick is on the ground, and away we go. Here in the second half, to be taken in by Shinji Pollard and immediately brought down. Andrew Pollard in right there, and also Caden McKenna that stop as well.
Yeah, great tackles by the Bronco kick team. Little squib kick.
They tried to kind of wrap up the quarter as well. Toes once again. It's almost like, hey, I mean, we've stopped you enough tonight, and no matter the field position, we're going to try and be able to stop you still. Healy on first down, quick out into the flats for Alomar Brooks, and he'll be wrapped up at the 40. Siler Stewart and Jake Weiss in on the stop there.
And Healy's going to have to get the ball out really quick like that, and you can see they went to it right in the first play of the half. They're not going to be able to do many dropbacks because the Bronco defense has been creating havoc back there for the Pirates, so they're going to have to do some quick hitters.
2nd and 6, gain of 4 on that last play. It's a handoff to Byers. Gets some room in the middle, trying to turn his way to the 50, but a flag flies in the backfield. Looks like it's going to come back.
We do have a flag on the 34.5-yard line.
And Jonesy, what do you anticipate this call is going to be here?
Yeah, that's usually the spot of a holding foul. Piper's marching back.
Holding on the Pirates.
And it is going to be holding on the Pirates.
That run and back the ball back up.
So back him up a matter 10 yards. So 2nd down and 16 coming up for the Pirates. First flag of the second half will go towards this home side, trying to secure a win on homecoming. But the Broncos just trying to play spoilers here. The Broncos were able to win on their own homecoming. Can they spoil a homecoming here in KCK? Minute down through this third quarter. 2nd and 16. Healy on the hard count. Will drop back. He'll look to fire over the side, and it's complete to Shinji Pollard before being leveled down by Siler Stewart.
Another great play by the Piper offense. Healy getting rid of the ball quickly.
Gain of 15 yards. 3rd and 1 coming up.
You can see Coach Orrick down there kind of questioning where the ball is spotted, and I think he's got an argument for that because forward progress, it looked like a first down to me, but I think they actually spotted it where he was tackled.
3rd down and 1 yard to go from their own 43-yard line. High snap. It's going to be a keeper for Healy. Has a first down and much more past the 50 to the 49-yard line. And the young quarterback's got a first down.
And Healy had the Bronco defense fake. They took the handoff, and he just went around, scooted around for the first down.
Kyle Stewart is in on the stop. Scamper of 4 gets the first down for the Pirates. Two on either side receiving-wise with Byers in the backfield. Here comes pressure off the edge. It's a keeper. Nice read by Healy before Baer continues to bring him down to the 45-yard line.
I notice Piper's using a little bit more misdirection. They didn't see that a whole lot in the first half, or we didn't see that a whole lot. Now, the problem that creates is the Broncos being in a very aggressive defense. They have to make a decision really fast, and if they choose the wrong person, that's one less guy on the ball carrier.
Like you mentioned, this is the first time that the Broncos will play on an east-west field instead of a north-south like we're normally used to seeing. So it's kind of a cool fun fact in nature. 2nd and 5. Here comes the circus of the Broncos defense. It's a keeper. Healy has to get it out quick and incomplete. Trying to get it to his guy in Roman Byers, but the Broncos kept him guessing. And on the last second, they just sent the pressure immediately.
And again, Healy, when he's had time, he's made some good throws, but in that situation, he was flustered. He had people flying at him, and it's hard to make a really good throw when you're under duress like that.
Lock it, send. So the Broncos defense has lived by this season.
Yeah, they'll live and die by the circus.
3rd down and 5. On the Bronco 45. Healy out quick in the flats to Alomar Brooks. He's got a first down past the 40 and ripped down to about the 31-yard line.
Wide receiver screen for the Pirates. Great call, great execution. Again, the way to beat an attacking defense are quick hitters, screens.
It's a big chain moving play for the Pirates. Marked down at the 32-yard line now. Broncos defense will do anything to try and just hold the Pirates to nothing here, but now you're entering 4-down territory. Coach Warwick, he's been aggressive on this side of the field. He doesn't kick the field goal. He'll go for it.
No, he's not afraid.
Fresh set of downs for the Pirates. Handoff up the middle for Byers. Breaks free at the 30 and tripped up at the 27. Brought down by Kyle Stewart.
Byers running with a little bit more aggressiveness this half. The first half, you could tell he got stood up a few times and struggled to break that first tackle, but right now he's running with a little bit extra burst of energy.
Pick up a 5 on the rush there from Roman Byers. Second down, or gain of 4 now, they'll say. Second down and 6 at the Bronco 28-yard line. They'll go 3 out to the wide side of the field. Broncos will simulate pressure. Look to be sending 5, maybe 6. They'll send 6. Out in the flats, and Healy just trying to get it out to McCarty. But the Broncos pressure off the outside edge is able to get there, and I believe that was Kyle Stewart, the one off the edge to make that rush and force that out.
Yeah, and Healy, again, when you're under duress like that, you've got somebody in your face, it's really hard to make an accurate throw.
Third down and 6. Three out again to the wide side of the field. Byers in the backfield. Healy will drop back. It's another screen. He's got his man, Roman Byers, past the 20. Still breaks the tackle, getting free, trying to turn his way forward to the 15. But it'll be pushed backwards. Carter Rainey, Mikey Becken on the stop. But the Pirates move the chains once again on third down.
Kind of looking at the bend, don't break model for the Broncos. They're willing to give up those screens as long as they don't give up the big play. Again, Piper's doing a good job going to their screen game, taking advantage of an aggressive defense with some gaps in the back end.
I mean, Byers is on the sideline now, just in a
Gotta
bit of
be
pain.
tired.
Yeah, he's been just trying to break tackles and just trying to lunge his way forward any way he can. First set of downs, handoff to Jake Reimer to the outside, past the 15. Makes a man miss. He's at the 10, and he'll be brought down at the 9-yard line. Kyle Stewart in on the stop. And also Carter Rainey off the edge at corner, making the stop as well.
Good exterior blocking on the outside by the Piper Pirates. They were able to neutralize the defensive backs, and then they had to run up and make the play, but not until a 9-yard gain by the Pirates.
That was Trent Reimer's first carry of the evening. He had only just 1 carry last week against DeSoto. That only went for 2 yards. That time he's got a big gain of 9, so second down and 1 for the Pirates. Handed off to Reimer again, breaks free. He's at the 5 and ripped down at the 4 by Braden Bell. First down and goal for the Pirates.
Another long drive by the Pirates. You can tell the Bronco defense is getting tired. Aggressive defense like that, they've got to be getting exhausted, flying around the whole time and chasing the ball.
It's another one of those methodical drives that the Broncos had to slowly lost momentum, but now the Pirates have just been able to find their groove, making the methodical drive work as they're now at the 5. High snap, brought down. Healy has to roll out under pressure. Here come the Broncos, heaves it into the end zone and way out of bounds. Just had to get rid of it there. Siler Stewart and Kyle Stewart, both of them were in on the pressure there.
And we've learned unrelated, correct?
Unrelated, yes. Thanks to Spring Hill boys basketball head coach, Coach Bouchard. But she is watching again this week, so shout out to him. Also the first one to let us know that you're having some issues with the stream early on, and I'm thankful we're back on the air and we're going to give you a great second half. Second and 4. Man in motion. Healy will drop back. He'll have to chuck it as he throws. It's intercepted in the end zone. Jake Weiss.
And Healy got just destroyed after letting go of that ball. He had 2 Broncos in his face, and he just got laid out. And again, he lofted that ball up, put too much air underneath it, and that's an easy pick for the Bronco D.
Man in motion. Healy will drop back. He'll have to chuck it as he throws. It's intercepted in the end zone.
How about that replay presented by Attic Storage of Spring Hill? Man, oh man, that was a huge play. Now the Broncos offense back on the field at their own 20. Handoff up the middle. Kachaver breaking free to the sideline. There goes Hank Kachaver. Still in bounds past the 15-yard line. And they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 5.
What a great effort by Kachaver. The line set him up, but he did the rest of the work for the next 65 yards, plugging his way down the field. That was all effort and all balance. And I just guessed on 65.
75 yards. They're going to mark him down at the 10. So back at the 10. So it all the way from the 20 to the 10. So about 80 yards, I should say. 80-yard touchdown or rush. And it's a keeper for Miller. Never mind, it was a handoff up the middle, excuse me. It was for Kachaver again, and it's those inside misdirection plays that'll get you sometimes, Jonesy.
They will, and, it's hard for us to see him, but it's also, think about the defense. We actually have a better vantage point of who has the ball because we're behind the offense. But for the defense, trying to figure out who has the ball in the quick misdirection plays is really difficult.
Gain of 1 on that one. 2nd and goal at the 9. Miller with 2 to his left. Miller keeps it himself. Tries to get to the edge. To the 5. Lunges in.
Number 3, the ball player, Jordan Miller.
Got it. Touchdown. Broncos.
And that's the second time this game Miller has had a beeline at the pylon, and he's been able to just use his speed and athleticism and just angle straight towards the pylon in for the touchdown. All set up by Hank Kachaver's huge run, and before that, a huge interception in the end zone for the Bronco defense. Third interception of the night.
The second rushing touchdown of the evening for Jordan Miller. Make it 6 on the season. And he'll bring it in for 6. Make it now 7 for Aiden Odell. As the Broncos are on the board first here in the second half. A 9-yard touchdown rush from Jordan Miller, the difference.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is
back here on Spring Hill Sports Live. A 9-yard touchdown rush for Jordan Miller and the Broncos. That's now 2 touchdowns for Jordan Miller, 3 touchdowns for the offense, and still 2 touchdowns for Brooks Baer.
What a wild game. What a wild game.
And if you were to tell me that headed into tonight, I think I'd tell you, you're crazy, first of all.
Right. I mean, it's just not very often the defense player scores a touchdown at all.
But, second of all, you look at how Brooks Baer's been playing these last, 3 weeks, and, certainly was due for a touchdown, but why not make it a brace? Or I should say, he already had a touchdown off a fumble recovery, but how about going the Triple Crown with an interception? This one a squib to the 15-yard line and just be falling down by Roman Byers. Just picked it up and fell down with it. And Jonesy, you mentioned the Bobcats and the DeSoto Wildcats in a tight locked matchup. 28-24, Bobcats lead it, and that's after 3, correct?
That's after 3.
That game in DeSoto, Kansas.
Game that I'm the only one interested in. Olathe Northwest just took the lead over Shawnee Mission Northwest. They're down 21-7.5, and they're now up 28-21. I'm obviously excited about that one, but hey, I'm the only one.
You being a Raven coach yourself.
That's right. Got to cheer the boys on.
1st and 10 on the 18 for Liam Healy. 3 interceptions thrown tonight. He'll drop back on 1st down, throws it over the middle, and incomplete.
They had the right idea with their screen game, just a little bit too much chaos going around. Now the Bronco defense, we'll see if they can maneuver just enough to avoid those big plays with the screen.
And I think that's what he's done so well is he's been able to find those screens phenomenally and just be able to let the receivers and athletes do the work. And this is what this coaching staff talked about this Piper team. This is a team full of athletes. You know, a lot of them play 2 to 3 sports, and they're really talented year in and year out in every single sport they play. Byers out of the backfield in motion. On second down, over the middle. He's got his man in McCarty. Big first down to the 40-yard line.
That was a beautiful throw. Hit him crossing the middle, slant route, just hit his receiver in stride. Great first down pickup for the Pirates.
And I mean, this kid Healy threw for close to 200 yards last week, and he's slinging it so far here this week.
I give him a ton of credit. He's young, and he's been running for his life some plays, but he's also been able to keep some composure and complete those huge first down plays.
First set of downs, 40-yard line for the Pirates. Healy will audible in the shotgun. Broncos will bring 5. Here they come. Quick out to the outside, and he's got his man, and I believe that's Crawford or McCarty. I can't see which one down the field.
It looked like a rugby scrum to me.
And it was Cooper Crawford, I'm right, and this kid, Cooper Crawford, stands at 6'6", 210 pounds.
Pretty tall high school kid.
6'6". I mean,
tall anybody, but
taller than me, taller than all 3 of us on the crew.
Well, that's not saying much for me and Caden.
Well, I mean, I'm 6'3" myself, so
I am not.
Well, I mean, Caden's standing on a suitcase next to us, so
that's fair.
Second and short, and an outside carry. Was the ball out? No. Although Kyle Stewart wanted to say that the ball was outlaid.
It was a good try. The carrier was down, but
3rd down and 2.
I like to see the aggressiveness, always fighting for the ball, just like Coach said. They're always trying to punch, trying to strip the ball.
3rd down and 5, loss of 3 on the carry. Broncos will bring 8. Now they'll simulate 5. The ball's dropped at the line of scrimmage. The Broncos have it, I think. Yes, they do.
Yeah, we just said they keep going for the ball, and that was just a mishandled snap. Dropped the ball, tried to pounce on it, couldn't do it. Broncos were there to make the big turnover.
And Healy just dropped the snap, and the Broncos pounced all over it. And that was also another thing that Coach Vaughn and Coach Jennings talked about is, if the ball's on the ground, they want to be able to make the chance and get it. And they didn't force it. It just happened to fall right on the ground.
And Healy, you could tell his face mask shifted just a little bit when the ball hit him in the hands. He probably got distracted or was looking somewhere else. You got to focus on taking that snap before you do anything.
Broncos take over here at the 41-yard line. Outside run for Kachaver. And there's a flag down, so it looks to be that it'll probably be coming backwards. It's thrown in the backfield, so it looks to be that it'll be going backwards to the Pirate 49 for holding. And, yep, that is the call. So it's the Broncos' first penalty of the second half. That was the one area for the Broncos that did not look in their favor, and that was the penalty yards.
Yeah, that's something they've got to clean up. Excuse me, the horse collar tackle earlier, I could chalk that up to an aggressive penalty, but the holding, we got to be better about that. We got to move our feet. Usually the holding happens, especially on the outside, when we don't move our feet and we try to reach. That's going to be holding every time.
Back in Pirate territory. On first down, Miller, keeper to the outside, breaks a tackle, but is going to be tripped out of bounds. It was first right there on the stop by Shinji Pollard. Was the one to get that first initial trip.
And it's 2nd down.
So back to the 47 of the Pirates. 2nd down and long coming up.
I looked at the scoreboard and it said 2nd and 5 initially, and I thought,
2nd down and 16.
No, 16, yeah.
On a bootleg, Miller drops back. He wants it deep. He's got Wells downfield. Wells has got it! Touchdown, Spring Hill!
Again, Miller throwing it up for his receiver. Wells just jumps up, out jumps the defender, keeps his balance, corrals the football, and in for a touchdown for the Broncos.
47-yard touchdown pass for Jordan Miller, and the Broncos are rolling. That's now the third Bronco with 2 scores in this ballgame. And what a grab from Cameron Wells. And it's Aiden Odell to nail the extra point. And the Broncos, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, 42-14. 2:20 to go here in quarter number 3.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live to a very happy Broncos student section in the far distance. 42-14 the lead. And there's a couple leads from around the league, and mainly the big one we're looking at. Eudora up 28-21 over the Cyclones.
Yeah, we'll try to bring some updates when we find those, but that's definitely the game of the week in the Frontier League.
I'd say probably in the state of Kansas, too, if I'm being honest.
It could be. You have Wichita Northwest and Capon, 6A number 3 versus 4A number 1. That's a pretty big game out in the Wichita area, so we're going to keep an eye on that one. Northwest just pulled ahead 35-28 over Capon.
Again, we'll have scores on our Elliott Insurance Group postgame show right here on Spring Hill Sports Live after the conclusion of this ball game. Odell back to kickoff. Sends this on the ground. It'll be scooped up behind the 29 and sliding immediately there.
He didn't want anything to do with that. He just slid like a quarterback.
Wanted nothing there, so Pirates will start off at the 34-yard line is where they'll have it marked, and maybe 34. And the Pirates, I think a touchdown is really all you need on this drive, essentially. I know it's a big deficit, but I think just to get momentum going, just get a touchdown, and from the rest you can kind of manage and see how this game will take you. But
yeah, they're looking for confidence building right now just to run their offense. And, the last 2 drives have been decent, but they've ended in turnovers.
Broncos will bring 5. Here they come on first down. Outside handoff to Byers, and he's going to be stuffed immediately. Kyle Stewart, the first one to get to him. And Byers has stood up on the outside. Loss of 2 on that play. 2nd and 12 coming up. And this Piper run game has certainly been stopped here in this second half so far. Besides a few breakout plays, it's just the Broncos front 3 and whoever else they're going to send in has been quite the difference maker there. 2nd and 12. Broncos look to send pressure, but they will jump there. You can hear Coach Bouchard at the distance.
Encroachment on the Broncos.
The upset.
Yeah, he doesn't like to see that, but you live and die by the aggressive nature of their defense, and that you can also look on the other hand and say some of the plays they've made tonight were because they timed the snap well and were able to beat the man in front of them.
So from 2nd and 12 now to 2nd and 7. Broncos will look to send pressure on second. Healy throws it down, incomplete. Tried to go back shoulder for Shinji Pollard.
Tell Pollard went up that one. He wasn't real confident. You could tell he didn't want to take a stick from the Bronco defense. So
Be 3rd down and 7. Again from their own 32-yard line. Healy will look to the sideline and get the call. Offensive coordinator Charles McNeil III. Bronco faithful making some noise. The cowbell here once again. On 3rd down, Healy, quick out in the flat. Brooks, balls whipped out! And I think the Broncos say they have it, but it's going to be recovered.
I think the Broncos put their hands up regardless if they think they have the ball or not. I think they're thinking maybe they can sell it to the official, and that's okay.
Ticking down to the 60-second mark here in the 3rd quarter. It's 4th down.
And Mason Maslowski will go back to punt.
You know, Pirates have only punted once tonight, correct?
Yes, correct. Just once tonight. Snap good. Maslowski, 3-step drop. Beautiful punt right there. Reagan will call for the fair catch. Muffed it, but still is able to go down with it at the 18-yard line.
That was good fielding by Benny Reagan. It's hard to catch a punt when you're running backwards over your back shoulder.
And let's go back to that last that 3rd down. Oh, flag on the play. Hang on a minute, but we'll give it to you after the Attic Storage of Spring Hill replay here. And Jonesy, break this one down here.
I'm not sure what we're breaking down quite yet. I'm not sure of the penalty. Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching the guy. I didn't know you were doing instant replay. That's my fault.
So they're going to say it's on the Broncos. Again, that replay brought to you by Attic Storage of Spring Hill.
Holding Spring Hill.
Attic offers climate-controlled units, RV, and vehicle storage, plus clean, move-in, ready spaces, a veteran-owned, community-focused business. Attic features monitored 24/7 with friendly on-site managers. Rent, reserve, and pay online anytime at attic-storage.com. So penalty will move the Broncos back to the 13-yard line. That's my fault for not cueing you in on that instant replay there.
I was paying attention to the official, and they were calling holding against the Broncos. I was listening to them try to break it down a little bit. But
1st and 10, Miller. Outside run for Kachaver and ripped down by the Pirates there.
You know, like how you see Kachaver when he gets the ball sometimes, if he gets turned a little bit, his body's not a real big running back, but when he gets his side turned, he keeps shuffling to the side. Just his balance and his maneuverability is just so good for the Broncos.
Cole Shoneman was one to rip him down there. Big gain of 7 on that run from Kachaver. I'll say 6 yards. 6 yards, 2nd down and 4 coming up. And it looks to be that the Broncos will just let the clock tick down to 0 as we're through 3 here in KC Piper. 42 Broncos, 14 Pirates. We got 12 more minutes to play here in this ball game. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors right here on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Sturdy Orthodontics.
I've been doing real estate for 8 years now, and we've run across clients where they're interested in land, but then what do we do with it? Well, what do you want to do with it?
There's a lot of pressure on individuals now to make those decisions quickly. And I think with our experience, with our backgrounds, we know how to work with the cities and how to work with the contractors to make it a smoother process for the buyer.
So if you're looking for real estate
or land planning services,
contact us today at epre.biz.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Payola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Second down and 4 back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, and this is an outside give to Kachaver. Going full contact right through the defender, or Dotson, yes, excuse me. Jalen Burnett on the stop for the Pirates. First down, pickup for the Broncos there on offense. Looks to be a quick personnel change. Gatlin will head to the sideline real quick as in comes Brady Colharp and Jordan Miller with the play in mind. Broncos will go with a little bit of pep in their step, a little bit of hurry up here. On first down to the outside. It's a run for Dodson, breaks to the 40, and he'll be dropped down at about the 42-yard line.
Mason Dodson. Cooper will tackle him at the 42-yard line.
Another first down for the Broncos.
Yeah,
Nice pickup.
Max Clark, I believe, was one of the first ones in on the stop there for the Pirates. Back-to-back first down pickups for Spring Hill here. Two in the backfield alongside Miller to his right on first down. Miller will keep it himself. Why not? Goes to the outside. Has plenty of room. Tries to cut towards the sideline before he's ripped out of bounds. Right near the 50.
Broncos doing a good job of staying ahead of the sticks, making second and third more manageable.
Jalen Barnett on the tackle out of bounds. Gain of 6 on that rush. Second down and 6 coming up. Broncos can just take their time with this one. No need to be in such big of a rush there.
No.
Two in the backfield with Miller. Handoff up the middle. It's Kachaver breaking free and getting ripped down at the 41-yard line is where he'll be stopped. Another big chain moving play. Keep him moving.
Broncos kind of running behind their offensive line.
Just a quick video they're going to shoot real quick. The Pirates student section in the distance with the color powder. First and 10 from the 42. Outside give. This is Dotson, and he's going to be ripped down at the 35-yard line. Oh, my goodness.
That was a fun tackle.
Nathan Hollinger was the one to rip him down.
I'll take it.
The
wrestling coach in me, I like a good throw.
I know you're going to be excited about that one whenever is the initial just takedown move right there. Gain of 7 on that one. Second down and 3. Broncos at the 35-yard line. Miller keeps it himself on the handoff. Cuts inside to be ripped down at the 35.
Well covered by the Piper defense. They had the outside contain. Good job keeping the pitch back contain and Miller contained. Miller really didn't have anywhere else to go. He tried to make something out of nothing.
Third down and 3. No gain on that last keeper from Jordan Miller. Ball is on 34-yard line. The Broncos are taking their time here. Play clock down to 6 seconds. Got to get it off quick. Down to 2 now. Miller just gets it off. Low snap. He'll keep it himself and bulldozing right through a defender. Just barreling himself forward. Going to be 4th down.
Love to see the lineman blocking
down.
down.
They'll say it's a first down pickup right there. So how about Jordan Miller laying it all on the line right there. Getting the Broncos a first down at the 32.
Yeah, love to see it. Offensive line really establishing their spots. Saw Pinkham flying downfield, blocking in the second and third levels.
Clock continuing to wind. Clock continuing to wind down here. On first down, Miller. Quick out, tipped up in the air, incomplete. Nicely defended right there by the Pirates. That was Cooper Crawford right there on the deflection. Again, Crawford standing at 6'6".
It's a tall man, young man.
Only a junior.
Pull out your 50-50 tickets.
Second and 10 again from that 32-yard
As soon
line.
as this play's over, we'll try to win you some money.
Broncos will go two in the backfield.
It's at 5-10.
To the right, two to the outside receiving wise. Handoff up the middle. This is Kachaver past the 25 to about the 24 is where he'll be marked down.
He's tackled by number 10, McCarty, number 17, Reimer. All right,
Easton McCarty and Jake Reimer in on the stop, or Trent Reimer, excuse me, in on the stop.
5-6.
Broncos going right at the heart of the Pirate defense.
5-3-4. 5-6.
Third down and 2.
Then come up to the press box and playing.
Two in the backfield once more with Miller. Fake it, gets it to the outside for Dodson, bolting ahead to the 20. Big collision right there.
Dotson not afraid to make contact. He just lowered his shoulder, just drove into the defender trying to tackle him as they went out of bounds.
Shinji Pollard right there on that play. First and 10 Broncos now in the red zone at the Pirate 19-yard line. 8:10 to play here in this last quarter. First non-conference game for the Broncos, but it is a preview of what's to come next year in the UKC. So certainly something to look for here. Pitch out, Dotson, plenty of room. Miller's going to go to block. Gets a cut inside the 10, trying to barrel his way forward. Look at the line, push him forward and get down to about the 1-yard line.
Gotta love the offensive line taking their running back, chugging him along. See Duncan Pinkham on the ground, number 50. He had his mitts on him, and he was carrying him all the way down, and he ended up on the bottom of the pile, and the officials trying to find him down there.
They're going to say down at the 2. Is now Jordan Miller will head back into the huddle with the play call. First and goal at the 2-yard line. Just again 2 yards to go. Pistol formation. Miller handoff up the middle. Touchdown, Spring Hill.
Touchdown.
Mason Dotson.
The Broncos just kind of pouring it on again right behind their offensive line. You can see they're moving some of their linemen around just to create an advantage, and you can see that 50 Pinkham has been going back and forth between right and left tackle. Right there, they put him behind or next to 67, which is Clayton Meek, and they're just creating a mismatch over there on Piper's defensive line.
Aiden Odell back to kick the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick is good. 49-14, and it's thanks to this 2-yard touchdown run from Mason Dotson. Two-yard rushing touchdown for Mason Dodson, and the Broncos find themselves up 49-14. 35-point lead for this Broncos offense. Brenda Bowen, Matt Jones, Katie Carbajo behind the camera here from KCK at Piper District Stadium here on the campus of Piper Middle School, I should say. The high school is now at a different location. And
it's an old elementary school. They repurposed Guygrass, right?
Correct, yes. They've repurposed a lot of the schools in the district just to, be able to give bigger and more positive learning experiences for all their students. And the renovations they did look phenomenal. And next up is their new stadium. They're going to try and finish up right near the high school.
Right.
They've had a few events. They had a girls' flag football game, actually, on that field just
that's great.
A few weeks ago. I believe it was against Olathe Northwest, actually, they took on. Big kick underway here, and this will be taken in at the 10. This is Easton McCarty. He'll go to the far side of the field for the 20, up the sideline, past the 30, and knocked out of bounds. Right near the 35-yard line. It'll be called out at the 34. And that's where the Pirates offense will take over here.
It sounds like the new stadium. Well, it's not a stadium. It is just a really nice turf field with no press box, no stadium. So didn't pass the first round of bronze, so they're going to try to do that again here in about 6 months and see if they can get a stadium built. And it'll be a good location. It's a little closer to K7, so it'll be easier to get out of. Traffic will be easier over there at the new one.
Beautiful, beautiful view, too, of the high school as well. You kind of look on the back end towards it. It's really nice in the inside arena as well. Phenomenal.
Yeah, one of the spectators was saying how nice the indoor facilities are.
First down give for Reimer, and he'll get about a few yards before he's pushed down to the ground immediately. Plenty of Broncos in on the stop there. Jace Thompson and Alex Marks and a few on the stop.
Quick score update, 35-21 Eudora over Ottawa. They're trying to pull away.
That's from your friend, good old friend, Coach Nate Erpelding, correct?
Yep, from Coach Erp, head boys and girls soccer coach at Eudora High School.
Love to see it. They're in Eudora.
And looks like now DeSoto has taken the lead over Baser, 38-35. They were down 38-24 for a minute.
Trent Reimer, a big run right there. Wyatt Gatlin making the stop, and also alongside with him, Shaw Stewart. So running clock it looks to be, and also this Broncos defense will look a little bit younger as in come the twos as well. Some of them at least. It's a front three of Mason Harvey, Cedric Thomas, and Cole Penhallow. 1st and 10. At the 49, handoff, fake the handoff. Healy, he's sacked immediately.
Several, including number
27, John Nolan, the sophomore linebacker, in on the sack. A big play for this Bronco defense right there. Backs him up all the way to the 42. Second down and about 23. Second down and 18, I should say, excuse me. Healy handoff outside. Reimer finds some room up the middle, gets past the 50, and he's still going to be trucked down. He'll get to the 45-yard line.
He was dragging people down the field. They had his jersey, and you could just see he was being tugged on, and he kept plowing ahead for yards.
To the 45-yard line, where it'll be third down.
To the 45-yard line. Third down and manageable, 4 yards to go. Pick up a 12 on that run from Trent Reimer. Third down and 4. 3 out to the near side for the Pirates. Reimer up the middle once again, has plenty of room up the middle, past the 30. There goes Trent Reimer to the outside. It'll be stopped right near the 5 inside at about the 2-yard line.
Great effort.
Wyatt Gatlin in on the stop for the Broncos. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
for the goal, Piper Pirates.
Pirate student section saying it's not over, and very true.
The time is not out.
It is running clock, so to keep that in mind. Handoff. This is Pierce Watry. He's hit, touchdown.
That second effort got him over the goal line.
How about that for Pierce Watry? Puts the Pirates the score back on the board. We get a 49-20 ball game. And Maslowski back to kick the extra point. He was second team All-UKC as a punter last year. Hold good, kick right down Broadway, and Maslowski will tack on the third score of the evening for the Pirates. They trail 49-21.
See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Our 49-21 our score here in the fourth quarter. Brendan Boyd, Matt Jones, Kidding Carbajo back here with you. 2-yard touchdown run from Pierce Watry, the sophomore, getting in the end zone for the first time this season as Piper cuts the lead down to just 28 points. It is a much-needed touchdown to just get some sort of momentum back on their side.
That's right. Well, you want to end some things on a positive note, and obviously the Broncos are going to probably come in with some underclassmen and just try to run the ball and get out of here without any big injuries.
Cameron Wells back deep for the Broncos. Maslowski will kick it off, and he sends a laser beam inside the 5. Wells bobbles it a little bit, but he's going to return this one. Cuts inside to the 20 and is brought down at the 25. Sawyer McDaniel is in on the tackle there. And we'll see if this is a new look Broncos offense. And seeing as there is Sam Abbott, I believe, yes it is. And that's the day for Jordan Miller and company. So
big upset brewing. Junction City's up 2 touchdowns, 28-14 over Manhattan, number 1 in 6A. That'd be a huge upset.
Brennan Dubert, the sophomore, in. On first down, here's a give for Sam Abbott.
Don't know if I'd call it an upset, but Baldwin 35, Wellsville 14. That's one of the games we were keeping an eye on.
Or excuse me, that carry was from Blake Caldwell, the junior running back at 5'11", 185 pounds. So Blake Caldwell gets 3 yards on that one, second down and 7. It's the new look Broncos offense. And on the field under 2 minutes to go. Caldwell in the backfield with Dubert. We know he can throw. He had one attempt last week, did not complete it. Caldwell on the ground once more, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 1 or 2. And some extracurricular in the near distance there.
I think there was a flop involved.
I believe so. That was Eric Siegel in the near distance. Third down and 7 yards to go. And Dubert, we saw him last year as the backup. Didn't see him. Saw Blaise Rodina and Evan Goodfriend, but now Dubert is finally in that backup quarterback role. They'll pitch it out to the outside. This is Sam Abbott now, and he's past the 30 and wrapped up at the 32, and it's 4th down.
Across the 30, it'll be 4th down and short.
4th down and just inches to go, and you wonder what the Broncos will do here. I imagine they'll probably just go for it here. Why not? 20 seconds separating the game clock and the play clock. Sound like if I'm calling basketball, if I'm Kevin Harlan.
Right.
Broncos will just chew some clock down here. Get to the line real quick, and I believe they'll just call a delay. They'll just take a delayed game penalty. And there's that delayed game penalty. 16 seconds on the board. And we'll take a quick break here with them. 14 seconds to go. 49-21. Broncos will look to take care of business here when we come back.
Find whole body wellness with Sozo Chiropractic in downtown Spring Hill. Relax and recharge with medical grade infrared. Experience natural relief with dry needling and acupuncture. Or try stem wave therapy, a cutting edge option for pain relief and healing. Whether it's you, your kids, or your family, Sozo Chiropractic is here to help you feel your best. Visit us at 102 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-0010. Sozo Chiropractic. Relax, restore, and live.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest,
Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, 14 seconds left to play here. Broncos will be going for it here on 4th down and just a few yards to go. Dubert under center. Tried to go for the hard count. Now we'll just step back in the shotgun. Handoff up the middle. This is Abbott, and I think he's just short of the 1st down. Yes, he is, by about an inch. And the clock will wind down 2-0 as the Broncos travel to Piper and spoil the Pirates' homecoming. 49-21, the final here from Piper District Stadium as the Broncos bounce back on the road against the Pirates. They move to 3-1 through the halfway point of the season. We'll step aside for just a matter of moments. Our Elliott Insurance Group postgame show will wrap it up and take a look at what's next and around the area. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
For 50 years, Elliott Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliott Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliott Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliott Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Hounds Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, time for our post-game show presented by Elliott Insurance Group. Elliott has served area communities for decades. When you're out traveling to your next big match, be sure to look for an Elliott Insurance location near you. Learn more at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com. Final score, Broncos 49, Pirates 21. And Jonesy, your overall thoughts of this ball game?
Well, I think it starts with Brooks Bayer. Just two defensive touchdowns himself, and just that attacking defense for the Broncos. They were just relentless, and they made Piper make lots of mistakes. They rushed the quarterback, so he had to make either throws under duress or make mistakes. And just that Bronco defense kept them guessing all night. And the Bronco offense was much more efficient than they were last weekend, and that's because the offensive line was able to take charge. You could tell the difference. Piper's offensive line was nowhere near the quality that Eudora's was. Eudora's line was very, very good, had some size, had some athleticism. So, moving forward, that offensive line, we need to be able to set the tone with our O-line. When we can run the ball and mix in some throws, that's when we're going to be at our best.
And this was a Piper team that they had a really nice game plan going of just getting their athletes out in space.
They did. They really did.
And being able to make the quick throws and just letting the athletes do the work. But it just was an unfortunate game plan that the Broncos read all over tonight.
They did, and the Broncos did a much better job of making those tackles and just the dynamics of the game. Their defensive line, just like we talked about the offensive line, the defensive line was able to set the tone, and they were able to get to the quarterback. They were able to create some chaos, and that makes the job much easier on the back end. So you can bend a little bit but not break.
And Jonesy, I want you to kind of just talk to me about how crazy this is. 3 different Broncos with 2 touchdowns tonight. Brooks Bayer had the 2 interception touchdowns. Right. Jordan Miller, 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground, and Cameron Wells, 2 receiving touchdowns in Jordan Miller's first 2-touchdown throwing game of the seasons this year. I mean, this was just an all-out phenomenal game on the 3 phases of the ball for the Broncos.
Agreed. Miller played much better this weekend. And it's easier to do that when he has time to think, and he didn't have much of that last week against Eudora. It'd be interesting to look back at the film, but his reads were much more crisp, much more efficient, and when he carried the ball, there wasn't a whole lot of indecision. He just went, and that was good, and that's what we need from him. We just need him to be able to just go make a play.
And we'll take a look at some scores from around the area presented by Elliott Insurance Group. We'll start off, of course, in the Frontier League. Tonganoxie shutting out the Panthers 14-0. Cheaton's moving to 4-1 on the season. Panthers dropped their second straight so far. Eudora stunning Ottawa 35-21. This is the game that we had our eyes on, and Eudora, the experience just proved, and they just pulled away towards the end of the game.
Yeah, and from what I hear, the offensive and defensive line just dominated the line of scrimmage, just like they did against us. So, moving into Ottawa next week for us at home, be senior night for a lot of the Olympic sports at Spring Hill. So that's a good sign. Our offensive line and defensive line just need to keep getting better. And, we've proved that we can neutralize some athletes in space as long as our lines are controlling.
Lewisburg has defeated Bonner Springs 21-0. That game went final, and Wildcats are the Frontier League team to get their first win of the 2025 campaign, beating the Braves, who only has still just scored 7 points this season.
Right. Braves, Bonner's just a struggling program right now. There's not much to say about it. They just, they're behind the 8 ball a little bit. It's just too bad, but,
And how about this for the Baldwin Bulldogs? They got their revenge on the Wellsville Eagles in dominant fashion, 35-14 the final score. Baldwin's 3-1 now.
Yeah, I thought, like we talked about at the very beginning, Wellsville's a traditionally strong program. That's a good win for the Bulldogs.
And also some final scores from around the area. Finally got that baser score for you. The Bobcats hang on and win it. 42-38 the final score.
What a wild game.
80 total combined points between the Bobcats and the DeSoto Wildcats. Lansing takes down Topeka West 36-20 the final of that one. Lansing gets back on their high horse this week. Gardner Edgerton and Olathe North. Gardner all over the Eagles 42-7.
Yeah, they dominated. It wasn't even close, and I won't cry about it.
Coach Jennings, the former Trailblazer.
Saturday.
Coach Jennings, the former Trailblazer, said that Gardner felt confident going into this matchup, and definitely proven right there. Gardner looking to be the one to pull away here, and some more scores from around the area here. Special shout out to KC Preps KC, Mill Valley and Lawrence. Mill Valley up 28-14 on the Chesty Lions. That game just starting the fourth quarter right now.
And Mill Valley's jumped out 28-0 really fast. And I'm kind of curious why it stayed to 28 and then Lawrence scored twice. I don't know if maybe they put some sub-varsity guys in on that. But that could be highly likely. Mill Valley is.
Here's a score for Caden Olathe West taking on Shawnee Mission North. Owls up 42-10 on the Bison. You can hear him say, all right, yeah, there you go, there you go. 35-21, excuse me. Olathe East Hawks just scored, but it's still the Firebirds up. Leavenworth all over Shawnee Heights, 29-15 in favor of the Pioneers. And then
oh, no, that's not.
He's looking at Shawnee Mission Northwest and Olathe Northwest.
Going to overtime, Wichita Northwest, number 3 and 6A. They're tied at 35 with Capen, number 1 and 4A.
And no reports on the Turner-Topeka-Seaman game, but we do have a report on this one. St. Thomas Aquinas all over Blue Valley Southwest, 41-14, the final score in that one. Blue Valley Southwest falls to 0-4 on the season so far. Just
state semifinal team not too long ago. They lost to Mill Valley in a questionable play, and Southwest has yet to rebuild.
It's just gonna take some time, but certainly be back in a matter of years. And all I'm seeing so far is just a bunch of Missouri scores. Looks
like Olathe Northwest and Shawnee Mission Northwest are. Nope, that was a day ago saying it was overtime, so I don't know what the score is. Last I saw it was 31-28 Ravens. But.
And also shout out Warrensburg High School, right near my college, University of Central Missouri. Warrensburg got 38-7 over Pleasant Hill. I was asked to do that game, but I'm locked in here. Again, folks, just a reminder, a few reminders before we wrap this up here on Spring Hill Sports Live. You see the QR code for the Chef Timber campaign, that one wrapping up. Please feel free to donate. Any dollar or amount will be really considered and appreciated if you do feel so inclined. Spring Hill Education Foundation, the Gridiron Club, and Way Church will be hosting a tailgate next week when the Broncos take on the Cyclones. Our focused fundraiser will be helping with personal hygiene supplies for district nurses and counselors. Help us restock the shelves. Cash and hygiene items and donations accepted. Enjoy food, fun, and fellowship as they gear up and hopefully gear up for another Bronco win. The tailgate starts at 5 p.m. Our pregame show will start at 6 p.m. and kick off at 7 p.m. right here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Broncos taking on the Ottawa Cyclones and what should be quite a fun matchup next week, Jonesy.
It should be a great game. I'm excited for it. And Ottawa coming off a loss, us coming off a win. And if everybody were to ask, they'd probably say that Ottawa is the preseason favorite in the Frontier League, and now it looks like Eudora is in the driver's seat. So it'll be an interesting game. You know, we're all kind of chasing Eudora at this point, and Ottawa beat us last year, and that was our only loss in the regular season. So, you know, the Broncos are looking for some revenge.
And as much as you say that Eudora is in the driver's seat, they definitely are, but you look at how many teams are 4-1, and you know, you've got Ottawa in the mix. You got Eudora. You got 3-1, I should say. Ottawa, Eudora, Spring Hill, Tonganoxie now just getting that win. I mean, this conference is definitely up for grabs right now. I mean, We're only halfway through the season, but a lot of the matchups next week, which we'll cover next week, of course, it looks to be kind of the prime position. This is now prime positioning for your playoff hopes, your conference championship hopes. You're looking to get into seeding, and certainly that's, you know, as much as the coach has emphasized to me 1 week at a time, you know, personally, I feel there's definitely got to be something up for grabs here. And I think nothing more that Spring Hill wants to just get this conference victory once again and as a final hurrah into the sunset of the Frontier League and opening up the UKC side with a big 49-21 victory over the Pirates, as that'll do it for us here on Spring Hill Sports Live. This has been a presentation of Bronco football on your home for Bronco Athletics. Alongside my partner, Kenny Garbajo behind the camera, and Matt Jones on color commentary with me. I'm Brendan Bullen, signing off from Piper District Stadium in Kansas City, Kansas. As always, go Broncos. Have a great evening, folks.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net. The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com. For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
From the gridiron to the hard court, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.